Biography of Goya. Spanish painter and engraver. Francisco José de Goya y Lucientes was born in Spain in 1746, in the village of Fuendetodos Zaragoza province. He died in Bordeaux, France in 1828. Spanish painter and engraver. Goya was the most important European artist of his time and exerted greater influence on the subsequent evolution of painting, since his last works are considered precursors of Impressionism. Goya learned from his father the trade of gilder, which involves applying a gold finish on wood or other materials to enhance the final appearance. Definitely decided to devote himself to painting. It was formed in Madrid with Francisco Bayeu, whose sister was married in 1775, the year of its establishment in Madrid. Bayeu gave the Royal Tapestry Factory, for whom he produced 63 cartoons, which are the body of work undertaken by Goya between 1775 and 1792 for the Royal Tapestry Factory of Santa Barbara, with idyllic scenes in life daily, reflected light in bright colors and impregnated with joy and romance. Meanwhile, Goya began painting portraits and religious works that gave great prestige, so much so that in 1785 he entered the Academy of San Fernando, and in 1789 was appointed court painter to Charles IV. In 1799, for the sovereign painted the famous portrait. The family of Charles IV is considered one of his masterpieces. It is an official portrait, formal in appearance, but in which the author is allowed to translate any characters with critical realism. Goya worked as a portrait not only for the royal family, but also managed to work for Madrid aristocracy. Among these portraits are some of his most valued, as the Countess of Chinchon, or famous the clothed Maya and the naked Maya, on these latest popular legend representing the Duchess of Alba, who had maintained a relationship with the artist Moral Die. In the portraits of Goya stands broadly his careful study of the positions and expressions, and the contrasts of light and shadow. By 1799, the settlement painter one of his great series of etchings, Los Caprichos, 82 etchings that are fierce criticism from civil and religious society of the time. In this series are already some strange and macabre and upstarring in later works of the master. In those same years, Goya addressed the fresco decoration of the Chapel of San Antonio de la Florida, where he made a great impact theatrical work. In 1808, the invasion of Spain by Napoleon's troops put the artist in a delicate situation, and he held his position as court painter to Joseph Bonaparte. The artist did not fail to capture the horrors of war in works such as the May 2 and the shootings of May 3, reflecting the dramatic events of that time in Madrid. Furthermore, in the 66 etchings Disasters of War 1810 to 1814, witnessed the atrocities committed by both sides and emphasized visually brutality of war protest. Having worked for Joseph Bonaparte, the artist fell from grace after the restoration of Ferdinand VII, and in 1815 he retired from public life. In 1819 experienced an unknown illness, and 1792 left him completely deaf. His new life alone in his house, called the Quinta del Sordo, decided to decorate with 14 large murals with predominance of browns, grays and blacks, macabre and horrific subjects, known as black paintings, which have contributed to over the years the consolidation of recognition of the genius of Goya, both for its originality and its technical thematic pictorial white and loose brushwork. A few years later, in 1824, he moved to Bordeaux, where he lived until his death while cultivating painting and engraving. The milkmat of Bordeaux in some portraits illustrate the evolution of genius to a conception of plastic values, announcing Impressionism. His work, enriching in variable high technical freedom and brilliance of execution, has continued to raise the importance of his figure to this day. If you like this biography, please you give down pat pointing up. Thank you for your attention. Greetings to you all.